Question number 8, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Speaker, this question is to the Prime Minister and asks, does he stand by his statement, and I quote him, "I want to move quickly to help save jobs," end of quotes. If not, why not?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes, that statement was made as I was announcing the 9-day fortnight scheme in March 2009. The scheme aimed to help keep people in jobs during the worst of the recession. I'm advised that a total of 54 employers signed up to the scheme, supporting 4,702 employees and saved an estimated 699 jobs.
The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Given that it was in concerning the statement a job support scheme, does he plan to use any part of the announced savings from the cancellation of the Otaki-Levin Expressway to save the 220 jobs that KiwiRail plans to cut due to budget constraints? If not, why not?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I'm not in a position yet to confirm exactly the changes that KiwiRail may or may not make. That's an operational matter for them to ultimately announce. What I can say is the government is very supportive of KiwiRail. That's why we've put $750 million into the turnaround scheme. That's why the government's foregoing a dividend from KiwiRail as part of a $4 billion turnaround for the company. And I think the government it's also important from the government's perspective that it allows the management to get on and run the company as it sees fit.
The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
If he is therefore so supportive of KiwiRail, will he intervene to stop South Australian company Spenno from being contracted to maintain 2,800 kilometres of New Zealand track at the expense of local jobs?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr Speaker, I don't have any details on that particular contract, but what I would say is it would be against CER, I would have thought, for us to actually ban an Australian company doing something in New Zealand, and it wouldn't be in New Zealand's interest because New Zealand companies do an awful lot of work in Australia, and you certainly wouldn't want to get into a tit-for-tat situation on that front.
The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Question. Why is the Prime Minister prepared to hand out tens of millions of dollars in corporate welfare to people in Hollywood, but isn't prepared to find $14 million to keep hundreds of New Zealanders in employment permanently in this country?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, firstly, in terms of the first point, that's just simply not correct. I mean, what has happened is the government certainly changed the law to clarify the definition of a contractor so the Hobbit movies could be made in New Zealand. And, Mr Speaker, what a thing that is to rejoice. 3,000 jobs for the Hobbits, 2 hopefully blockbuster movies, maybe a third one. And I tell you what, the Labor Party and probably his caucus will be out there with their tongues out, begging for a ticket when it comes to the premiere on the 28th of November. Well, no, they won't be welcome.
The Right Honourable Winston Peters. Now, order. Order. I say to both sides of the House, when I'm on my feet, there will be silence. The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Yeah, the poor chap's hallucinating. Mr Speaker, given that KiwiRail is buying rail wagons from China rather than build them in our own workshops in this country, and is now outsourcing with respect to Spenno's contract, again to an overseas company in Australia, what does he propose to do to stand up to his statement that he seeks to save New Zealand jobs?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr Speaker, as I said in answer to the question, the particular comment around saving jobs was in relation to the 9-day fortnight, and we saved 699 jobs doing that. In terms of the building of the locomotives he's talking about at Hillside and Dunedin, I think most people would accept that workshop doesn't probably have the capability to do that on a cost-efficient basis. They certainly can make other things, and they have. Hopefully, when they go through the expressions of interest process, they'll find a buyer. But, Mr Speaker, when it comes to saving jobs, or in this case, saving a job, can I congratulate David Shearer? Because, my goodness, the changes made to their caucus and the way they get rid of their leader.
Order. The Right Honourable Prime Minister has no responsibility for the Labor caucus. Question. Now, order. the House has had some fun, but we need to conduct question time with reasonable demeanour. Question number 9, Chan Logie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.